And with that, we are also live now. Welcome on to the stream if you're joining us on YouTube or Facebook. Velodrome.org/live if you're here at the Velodrome and want to grab the stream. Share it with friends and family. Let them know that indeed we are up and rolling online. We're just waiting here for the Cat 4 men competitors to complete their rollout process on the home straight. Just checking their gear ratio before racing begins. And then we'll get set to start here in a matter of minutes. All right. We'll turn on the music, and we'll ask for riders to gather on the infield briefly for a meeting. All riders gather up on the infield for a meeting. Thank you. All right, and with that, we can welcome you officially to the start of tonight's race program. It is our final week of preseason racing at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome. Thank you for joining us for tonight's fun program. We've got our first field coming now to the rail. All women competitors, please check in at the rail for your first race tonight. Last call for Alicia Stats. There she is. All right, I think we got our full field coming up. And the rider's off for the neutral lap. All right, our riders always start here in the neutral to make sure they get a fair start so nobody gets any unfair advantages from the rail. Once they get around the track, as long as they're all still together, the officials will give them the signal that the first lap for racing is underway. In this points race, our riders are going to be going for points on certain sprint laps. They're going to get the signal from the bell at the start line over here. When they hear the sound of the bell, the next lap will be their opportunity to pick up some points. So in a short points race like this one, there's going to be a lot of sprinting and very little chance for rest. So I imagine our athletes are going to want to take it pretty easy in the in-between laps as they're going to be recovering from big efforts to pick up those points pretty frequently in this short format. All right, so early on in the race again, we got no points yet, but we will be getting a bell here in just a few. Riders seeing 11 to go this time around. With 4 sprints in this 12-lap event, that means that we're going to get a bell next lap for the first sprint. Bell next lap for the first sprint. My mistake. There will be a bell at 9 to go, not at 10 to go, so make that 3 sprints instead of 4 for this event. So no bell this lap. The riders are getting in a nice pace line, trying to hold a good tempo early in the race. Next time around, they're going to get their first bell. So 10 to go, bell at 9 to go. And here come the women competitors. The first bell is going out. First points next time around the track. Bib number 5, Heather Nielsen, takes the front position as the sprint engages. Down the back straight, overtaken though. It's going to come onto the home straight here with the blue helmet leading the way. Scoville going to come out of the corner at the lead for this first sprint for 5, but she's going to be challenged all the way to the line by Center Cycles. Bib number 2 will take the first 5. Annette Williams, our early leader unofficially, with Scoville leading the action down that home straight. Still picks up 3 for her efforts. Your early race leader, bib number 2, Annette Williams, picking up the first sprint there. Scoville, the junior for the Jerry Baker Juniors team, coming down from Lake Stevens. Danny picks up 3. She's in second. Alicia Stotts for the Found Cycling Guild. They're the team in the blue, in the dark green. She's got bib 206 on in third with 2 points right now, and it's Catherine Wade Easley. Bib 203 has 1 point, currently in fourth. Couple of rest laps here if the riders so choose to make it that way, but it does look like there's a decent amount of pressure being applied here, as we still see most of the riders stretched out in their lineup at 6 to go. There's our rider in fourth currently with 1 point. It's Catherine Wade Easley that pulls up to the right, also wearing the blue of her teammate Annette Williams, who's in lead of the race, rider number 2. And this is going to be the setup now for their second sprint. A little bit of riders moving up to the right, getting ready for the sprint, making a little bit of room around them. Riders going to be looking for their line here, and their opportunity is the second sprint now going to be underway at 5 to go. At the front of the race, number 206, Stotts, kind of in the middle on that blue line area, not fully engaged yet. She's one of the riders with points, trying to be conservative, let somebody else do the work of starting the sprint. But we're already under 300 meters to go on this lap, so somebody's going to have to kick it up into gear and try to go snatch the points. Good move coming out of the middle of the field, as it looks like the colors of the Jerry Baker Jr. squad starts to make a move. Right from the middle of the field, an explosive move. Will it be enough for 5? Ooh, the punching back is number 10. Danny coming around the corner for the 5 unofficially. I think Rue with the early attack. They'll pick up 2 points unofficially with that good move on the back straight. On deck and ready to start next should be the Cat 1-2 men. My mistake. The Cat 1-2 men are on deck next. In the lead of the race is Danny the junior with 8 points. Danny Scoville in the lead currently. She's got a bib number 10 with that blue helmet and the Jerry Baker Juniors team kit of black and blue. Annette Williams, the winner of the first sprint, is still in second with those 5 points. Catherine Wade Easley found some more in that last sprint, moving up into third with 4 points. Alicia Stotts is looking to be in fourth place with 3, and Rue Tomko with 2 points is in fifth. Seeing 2 to go. Jane Barr at the lead of the field, pulls up to the right, and the rest of the field follows her. Again, a little bit of hesitation as they know there's yet another tough sprint upcoming for the field. Everybody wants to be on somebody's wheel in these rest laps and not do too much of the pulling. And Jane keeps the speed moving pretty quickly at the blue line. The field says, that's all right, we'll leave the sprinter's lane wide open if you'll do the work. And the bell's ringing. Jane's still on the front of this thing. This on our final lap to sort this thing out. Our leader of the race starting to make their move. It looks like it's going to be Scoville hitting the corner in the lead spot. On her wheel, though, still being challenged. It's Scoville leading this out. Will this be a repeat of the first lap? It looks like it will not be. Scoville puts her chin down and picks up the 5. Annette Williams picks up 3 more. She'll hold on to second, and her teammate right behind her for 2. Cat 1-2 men, you're up. All right, at some point I'm going to find a way to use a new partner in crime here.
Infield, ready to maybe talk to some of our
down there on the infield.
It'd be great to hear from Danny maybe in a little bit when she comes in to talk about the way that one unfolded.
In a little bit when she comes in to talk about the way that one unfolded. A heck of a sprint. Same race format, sort of different laps in terms of the total number of laps the riders are going to race, which means that the format will work just a little different. 4 chances to sprint for the Cat 1-2 men in a 4x4. Points will go the same way, though. We're going to give 5 points to the leader, 3 to the second place rider, 2 to the third, and 1 to the fourth on those sprint laps. And just as a points race in a longer race format, we're used to having that final lap be worth double. It is also worth that here. So do look out for the importance of the double sprint at the end. 10, 6, 4, and 2 to the leaders on the final lap. And the field sweeping by on our corner 4 camera as they're getting behind the power of Andy Baker, who was never afraid to take the lead on the first lap. Bib number 4. On the front. So in this 4x4 format, the first time the bell will ring will be at 13 to go for points at 12. And at 14 to go. Still a couple laps before the points. No reason to not put an attack on here. Andrew Martin to the 10-speed hero team, and makes the move there, and the polka dot colors kind of puts things into full gear as he disengages. Most of the field nominates to move up to the right part of the track as well, kind of in the slow lane temporarily. But it's only a temporary pause as the bell's now ringing for the first points. Round of the corner, it's a bunch sprint here, trying to get the first 5. Look out for the move from the rider in green, though. It's Brando on the outside, number 6. Finds the first 5. Andy Baker, I believe, for 3. Sandoval, the other rider in green, I believe, picks up 2. Matty Hers for 1. One of our riders out there to pick up points in that first sprint, Matty Hers, rating number 15, is wearing a jersey signaling his regional championship he picked up last year for participating in Fred's Race, our regional championships that we do annually here at the track. You can pick up jerseys for each of the many different kinds of disciplines that are out here. So Matty Hers trying to hold on to some pride there with the points race. He's going to be out here trying to stay in the competition tonight. He's currently in 4th in the overall point standing. There's that bell. Got the points all figured out, and now we've got the laps figured out as the bell's ringing for our second sprint with Galen Erickson off the front. Opened himself a little bit of a gap here from the rest of the field, so he's trying to secure the 5 without challenge and makes the move at a good time. The chase group will still be eligible for points. Galen will secure the 5, and he's still our leader. Not looking to pull up just yet. Here comes Matty Hers, number 15 for the 3. Andrew Martin is bib number 30. Should have picked up 2 points in that sprint. And the green rider with the white helmet, Mario Sandoval, for 1. In the lead, Galen Erickson and Brandon Russell are tied with 5 points apiece. In third place, I got Matty Hers with 4. 3 points to both Mario Sandoval and Andy Baker. Puts them in a tie for 4th. Andrew Martin with 2. Those are the riders that got with points right now unofficially. On the track, you've got, of course, that leader in the position from the last sprint getting pulled back in a bit here. Now the move for our new leader on the track. We got number 26 off the front is Colin Gibson. Galen's done his work. You'll sit back into this now chasing group again. Sizable group of riders still working together to try to hold on to the front of the race. Even if they don't catch the leader, they're still going to be up for points, of course, in this next sprint. But the rider off the front looking to join in on the group who's been off the front for 5, as the bell will be ringing for them on their first attempt at points. This is number 26, Colin Gibson, getting the bell. Bell's ringing. Points next lap. Points are down the track here, though, from our field, who's been found wanting in position on the track for any sort of action for themselves. Here comes the leader in the position right now, trying to find their way up toward the leaderboard. 5 points going the way of Colin Gibson. No reason to slow down now at 4 to go. Here's a sprint for 3. It's Andy Baker leading things out. Wanting to find 3 more in this one. Looks like he's got it. Galen Erickson comes in for the 2, and I got number 6 is Brandon Russell for 1 more. All right, and this is how the points race goes. It's kind of hard to keep track of where everybody's at because it doesn't matter where they're on the track. It kind of matters how frequently they can perform on those sprint laps. So far, it's Galen Erickson coming out ahead with 7 points in the lead. 2 riders with 6. Andy Baker and Brandon Russell are tied for second. And then Colin Gibson behind them with 5 is good for fourth. Still Matty Hurst with 4, Mario Sandoval with 3, and Andrew Martin with 2, the unofficial points totals. Still Colin Gibson on his own, but it looks like the chase group's starting to send some solo riders to make this bridging move. This is a pretty big effort. On the home straight, that's going to be Gibson looking over the shoulder saying, can I get the big 10 at the end of the race and win this thing? Gibson doing the solo time trial move. Galen Erickson does not want to let him get away. That's number 29 in pursuit. Number 30, Andrew Martin. It's going to become a straight-up effort from these 3 riders to see if they can stay away from one another. It's still Gibson on the lead spot. With these 10 points, it should be his race. That's right. He can make some noise. Colin Gibson, I believe, will be an unofficial victor with the solo move off the front. He holds on for a couple laps. Galen Erickson comes in for 6 more, and that should bump him up into a second-place finish, and Andrew Martin will be happy with where he's at, too. Andy Baker sprints for the final 2 points, and everybody else finishing up on this lap as well. Couple reminders for the folks here in attendance. We've got a couple of important safety protocols that are happening here at the track. One of them, of course, when racing is underway, we do not cross over the racing surface at any time. So once the racing is underway, pick a side and stay to it. And then in addition, in partnership with King County Parks, this is a no smoking facility. So in the vicinity of the velodrome, we'd ask your compliance with the requirements of no smoking in our facility, in or around the velodrome. Thank you.
I'm so good at pretending. Keep on smiling in my tiny bubble, like a movie without ending. Spending time like it was going backwards. Bruises covering our walls, but they fall down. Diving deeper in the books that we read blind. Breathing in and breathing out to get smarter. Not working out for me.
Hey, Corey. I'm down here with the ladies winner, Danny Scoville. Just going to ask a couple questions here. Give it up, give it up.
Yeah, Danny.
So, Danny, the last lap, you had a bit of a gap to fill coming through turn 2. What was your motivation to close that gap and take the sprint lane?
Well, mostly I just knew I needed to get around so I didn't get boxed in like I did on the second sprint. But I wanted to leave some gap, like around corner 4, because I knew I was going to have to sprint fast.
That's a great point. I would say that was a pretty successful strategy. I've been talking to some fans as well, and the other question lingering is, who's got the cutest dog tonight?
Yes, my dog is by far the cutest.
And which one's yours? Point it out.
I don't actually know where he is. Where is he? Over there.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the cutest dog of the night in turn 2, being held up like Simba. All right, Corey, back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Nolan. Cutest dog. We're going to have to start a new contest for that one. While that's going on, we did get the start for our next race. The Cat for Men are on the track, and they got the whistle, so racing is underway. Back to a 12-lap format, so there'll be 3 opportunities to sprint to see who can come out on top of the competition. First bell at 9 to go. Seeing 10 to go. A little hesitation here as riders look left and right. You can see him watching for the first sprint. As the bell's ringing, that's the invitation to go. Will Fowler, number 404, is on the move. He's engaged the sprint down the home straight and is now taking this field up to top speed. He's got a crew of 3 right on his wheel, so it's going to be a sprint around this next corner. Hard spot for Will to be in as he has to hold on all the way from 500 meters back. Still managing to do so. The sprint's trying to come up around the corner. It's still Fowler at the front. A little bit of an acceleration from Found Cycling Guild on the outside edge. Number 406 looks to pick up the 5. His teammate inside him, I think it's 3. Fowler for 2. I got the red jersey for 1. Parker Stanford, our unofficial leader, coming into the second sprint with 5 points. In second place, Colin Stotts with 3. That's bib number 402. Bib 404 for the Jerry Baker Juniors is Will Fowler in third with 2, and Alex Ackle for the Audi Racing Team, number 405, in fourth with 1 point. Again, there's that opportunity to catch a breath and reset everything. 2 sprints still yet to go, and the big double point one at the end coming up.
As they're getting ready for the
Wide across the track here as they're getting ready for the
spreading out to find their lane. It'll come all the way from the top of the track as that's
spreading
Merrick
out to
Gallagher.
find their lane. It'll come all the way from the top of the track as that's Merrick Gallagher. All 4s on his bib there. Drops all the way down to the sprinter's lane and leads this thing out and opens up a nice gap off of his speed. Several riders in pursuit. They're not letting him get away easily with this, but Merrick Gallagher a little too quick on the initial sprint. Nobody could catch his rear wheel. So Gallagher for 5. Colin Stotts from the Found Cycling Guild gets 3 points there. James Campbell Harris looks to pick up the 2. Three to go. Your race leader right now, unofficially, with 6 points is Colin Stotts, rider 402. The tie for second between Parker Stanford and Merrick Gallagher. I have both of them sitting at 5 points apiece. Will Fowler with 3 is in fourth place. James Campbell Harris with 2, sitting in fifth, and then Alex Eckel with 1 point rounds out our current riders with points in the field. Big final sprint coming up will be for 10, 6, 4, and 2. And they're seeing 2 to go now. Next time is the bell for the big sprint. And with the biggest number of points for any one rider being only 6, A first place finish of 10 points is a big deal here. This could really swing things around a lot. So riders going to be heavily weighing this final sprint in a short points race like this. Coming into the bell lap, starting to position themselves here for this final opportunity. And we got ourselves one to go. It's one to go. The final lap, one to go. Justin Captis, the rider, 421, is at the lead spot, but here comes Gallagher again. He said, that worked so well. Let me see if I can do it again. But I think at least one or two riders kind of wising up to the situation, want to try and get to position, and they find themselves right there on the wheel. JC Pyle finds himself in the middle of this one and gets out in front for 10 points. Our current race leader, number 402, picks up 6 more, and that should be enough to hold on to the win as he ends with 12 points. So rider 402 finishes second in all 3 sprints and wins the points race with his consistency. JC Pyle, though, picking up 10, flies right up into the top 3 spots, just like that. Just waiting a moment to clear the track, and we'll bring out the last of our short points races. The Cat 3 men are on deck and just about ready to start. Well, maybe in a little bit of contrast to last week here, we are feeling good under the sunny blue skies of Redmond. How's the mood down there, Nolan? How's everybody doing on the track? Are we doing good down there? Do you have anybody else that wants to speak to the status of the infield?
Yeah, I think I got this one, Corey. I'm down here with Colin Gibson, not a newcomer to the track, but a fresh face again. I think he's been up here a few times before. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you coming from, Colin?
Yeah, I grew up in Seattle, lived in Portland for about 6 years, and I just moved up to Tacoma, so I'm back out here since they tore down the track in Portland.
That makes sense. We're all sad to see Alpenrose go, but we hopefully can find a new home here at the track. What other disciplines do you ride?
Just road.
Yikes. Got to branch out a little bit. Anyway, we'll get back to Colin later, and Corey, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Nolan, and welcome back, Colin. Good to see you again here at the track. Racing's underway here for our final points race for tonight's program. Another short format, 12 laps in total, 3 sprint opportunities, spread out by 4 laps each. First bell at 9 to go for the Cat 3 men. After this, we move into the elimination race. That's always a fun one to watch. So our next group up will be our women competitors, the first of our 4 elimination rides coming up. Of course, now is the time to get excited about the regular season right around the corner, and as part of the celebration, as part of our excitement, is we put a little extra effort into a special weekend of racing called the Kickoff. It gets started next Friday with a normal timed Friday night race. But racing continues on into Saturday. Registration for the Saturday morning and evening events is all kind of part of that Kickoff sign up you can do at velodrome.org. Riders can get signed up this weekend and get pre-registered. That does help us out tremendously. And if you're a fan and want to make sure you check in, of course, we'll be streaming all of the action that weekend. You can watch it online, or of course, the preference, come on out and cheer for the riders. Cheer for yourself too while you're at it. Why not? Cheer for the riders next weekend for our kickoff, the start of the regular season. Bell's ringing for the first sprint. Seeing 9 to go. Matthew Brady, our local transplant now from Colorado, racing here at the Velodrome, both last weekend and this week, is out on the front of the field, showing what it's all about. As he leads things out, he's got a group of 3 with him, though, so he's got to keep things moving. Gene Johnson Cycling has been dominant here early on in the season. This move by number 38, Sam Frigo, picks up the first 5. Sam Frigo, our early race leader, bib number 308. He's the third wheel position right now with the blue and got that black helmet on. That's our race leader currently. It's Matthew Brady, number 310, with the bright yellow and orange at the front of the field, is in second with 3. Carson Hedrick, number 315, is in third with 2. Ben Jurassic, number 309, is in fourth with 1 point unofficially. Ben Flaum for Fell Swoop begins to move into the front position now, ahead of this next sprint, which will be coming up here shortly as the bell rings as they hit the home straight. Sam Frigo just takes that as an invite to get the speed back up again, trying to get these upgrade points early in 2022. I can hear you asking at home, what does that mean? Upgrade points, of course, utilized to apply to your racing license, which allows you to race in the next category. So eventually, as riders finish well, even here in the preseason, they can begin to set themselves up to move into that next category and begin competing with the next group. This will be Frigo for another 5 at 4 to go. The sprint is on for 3. I think it's Ben Flaum barely on the inside. We'll hold on to it as 309. That's Jurassic again for 2 this time. I believe Snowby for the Aerotech Racing Team, number 314, got 1. Here later, Sam Frigo with 10 points, picking up the 2 sprints so far. After that, it's a close race for second, and it's anybody's race behind Sam right now. We got 3 riders with 3 points apiece. Matthew Brady, number 310. Ben Flaum, number 306. And Ben Jurassic, 309, are all tied at 3 points apiece. I got 2 points for Carson Hedrick, number 315. Peter Snoblin, bib 314, in the neon jersey, has got 1 point. And that's all the riders currently with points to their name. They saw 2 to go, so next lap will be 1 to go, and it is the double sprint. Double points coming up on this next one, and with so few riders with points and not that many to any of their names except for Sam, it's definitely very valuable here. This, the final sprint, will determine a lot. 1 to go. Hesitation behind Scott Grinsell, number 313. No points to his name yet, but he knows just as well as anybody in this field that even if you've got 0 right now, you could still jettison yourself up into a top 3 spot, depending on how this one unfolds. Ben Flaum for Fell Swoop leads things out with the black and orange jersey down the back straight. He comes into turn 3, still leading things out. The speed from the Gene Johnson Cycling rider is still too much as he'll just accelerate himself around the front for the 10. It'll be Ben Flaum for 6 points. It looks like Dyna Racing challenging as Mike Ritter picks up 4. And Peter Snoblin in the neon jersey for Aerotech Racing, that's going to be 2 points to his name. couple more finishers here, and we're almost ready to bring up our first of 4 elimination races. The women are on deck ready to start here in a moment. Women to the rail, please. Women competitors to the rail.
This is not the time to guess, right? Yep.
We're doing an elimination race. One rider is being pulled each lap all the way until we get 2 riders. Right? Riders ready? Oh!
All right, the elimination is indeed, as you might have guessed, a race in which we eliminate riders. How do we do that? We're going to pull the last rider across the line every single time around the track until there's just 2 riders left, and they're going head-to-head for the top spot. So this is the elimination race. We're going to watch for the final rear tire across the line here at the finish line. Every time around, they'll get an announcement over the microphone, and they'll exit on the back straight. Positions are determined in the order elimination, so you got to keep in the race as long as you can if you want to move up that finishing order. And off we go, the elimination. We'll start eliminating riders until we're down just to 2. And our first one coming up here, 203 already knows it's going to be her name called. Catherine Wade easily on the inside is found out. Starting to pull the field apart a little bit here. Good pace from the front. Again, what we're really watching for is that last rider in the last wheel. One of our juniors might be in a position here. Let's see as they hit the home straight. .201 is Milla. As you watch this race, you'll see this kind of familiar shape every time around. Right about turn 3 or so, sort of a triangle shape begins to form. As the riders then begin to fan out, it flattens coming onto the home straight. The riders in the back accelerating, trying to find an opportunity.
Leaving the riders in the back and the bottom.
Leaving the riders in the back and the bottom in a bad spot. That is going to be Bella, 202. Bella. Bella Mayha, also of the Jerry Baker Jr.'s team, caught that lap on the inside.
And another upcoming. Moving around the top will be enough.
Upcoming. So moving around the top will be enough. Not enough. It's 240. 240 is Jane Barr. So you can watch the back end of this field and sort of predict who's going to make it over. It has to do with their ability to accelerate as they come out of turn 4. If they've got enough juice in the legs to make that move. The riders in the back right spot are usually the most capable of staying in. It's the riders in the back of the sprinters lane that don't really have a lot of option of where to go. As you see the Found Cycling rider down the bottom looking and seeing, is anybody going to come around me? And indeed they do, as 206 didn't have anywhere to go. Alicia Stotts is overtaken by the riders around her. 206. So it's one of the things you pay to do down there in the sprinters lane. You get the best draft. It's the most consistent riding. But the cost of that is the lack of flexibility. You don't have a lot of freedom in terms of mobility or chances to kind of reposition yourself. Widening out, might be leaving a rider in the back lane. Widening out, might be leaving a rider in the back lane. And she shakes her head knowing it's going to be Aaron Bailey's name called. 246. Breakfast Racing Team picked up that time. One of our juniors maybe here. It is 204 Rue Tomko. Leaving us with 5 in the field. This is now our top 5 in the elimination. Again, we keep racing until we're down to the last riders, really, so it's just going to keep going here. Once we see 2, they'll get the signal that it's the final lap, and then they're racing in a 1-on-1 situation. Our winner of the first race, Danny Scoville, still in this one. She's in a lead spot, kind of in the middle front area with that blue helmet. One more to pull now. 22. Lucy Gilchrist found out that time, number 22. Amar Edwards in the 4th wheel spot out there. It's Heather Nielsen down in the sprinters lane. To her right is Annette Williams, and again in front, Danny Scoville, our remaining 4 riders. Edwards has to make the long move. He may be leaving Nielsen on the inside with nowhere to go. It will be number 5, Nielsen. Danny Scoville on the lead of this one. She's got 2 strong riders in tow, but she has shown tonight she's got speed from anywhere in this field. So let's see how she's able to finish this one out. Annette Williams with the white helmet, the closest rider to challenge her in the first race. And Edwards finds herself in the 3rd position. Now the 2 of them sprinting for 3rd.
Long way to go around.
Edwards with nowhere else to move.
Whoa.
A long way to go around. Whoa! Edwards on the outside, not quite finding enough speed as Scoville almost lost it there for a moment. She had to reinitiate her speed to hold on to the lap. Bells ringing, reminding them this is the final lap. The final elimination upcoming. That rider, 2nd across the line in 2nd place. Ooh, the move coming a little early. Scoville had to work pretty hard on the last lap, and the distance has been a bit much for her. It looks like it's going to be Williams able to close this one down as she makes that move around in turn 3. Annette Williams, your winner for the elimination. Scoville, an impressive ride for the junior, will find 2nd. And the eliminations just keep on coming. Cat 1-2 men now coming up to the rail. Getting a good view on the live stream there. One of our riders in the action. Looks like that's going to be Andrew Martin. It's got the front cam on there, so we get a good view for him. That's rider number 30. So tuning in the live stream, we'll give you just one more view of the fun tonight. Field getting their whistle there and getting up to speed for the elimination. Now remember, this is a race that is constant action. Constantly you need to be thinking, looking around, staying on the speed. No rest really built into the elimination. So being at the front, of course, another tying position, but it's a little more consistent. Some of our riders that want to set the tempo have already found their way to the front to try to set the leading edge of the field. Number 13 is Tomko for Center Cycles. Daniel Tomko. Watch the back accelerate here. 18, number 18. Kaiser the Laser gets pulled out, our Redmond rider for the Jerry Baker Jr.'s team. And once again, the move on the outside. Number 6, Brandon Russell. Brando found out in the middle as Andrew Karlberg makes enough of a move over the top. That's number 25. Number 25, Carl Cunningham. You want to get a good look on the track and get a different view from where you're sitting. Don't forget to go to velodrome.org/live, where you can pick up the live stream on Facebook and or YouTube. The link on live, of course, will take you right to YouTube. Don't be afraid to share that. Let folks know you're here at Redmond and checking out the race, and they can tune in too and see what's going on here. 23, Carl Hofer, 23. Number 42, Alex Siegel. Broadmark Realty caught there. He's trying to calculate the effort needed and not quite enough as he was beginning to accelerate around the right side. Still working our way down. Plenty more riders to eliminate. Looks like Vern Cole decides to reposition himself as he's kind of midfield, moves up to the front, the rider in green with the white helmet. Sometimes you just get tired of the change of speed. It's nice to get up to the front and just set it for a while. Get a little more set in your tempo. 34. Haldeman, 34. Haldy's hand-built wheels, one of our great sponsors, and a local installment here at the Velodrome. A weekly fixture, but caught that time on that lap. The action cam view, actually, that competitor is off the front right now. He's got a good look down the home straight as he's got nobody in front of him. He's turning this into a bit of a sprint effort for himself. 24. Sandoval, 24. 24. Sandoval. 24. Sandoval. No pole. We got a no pole that's called. No pole this lap. No pole. We will resume next lap as we're all good now. So pulling next lap.
Hey, Corey, I see a lot of other cyclists out here. What's the best way for them to get involved?
Oh, man. Well, cyclists, well, the first thing to do is if they haven't taken a course, you got to take a class so you can get yourself all ready to go. You can do that through the website at veldrum.org and sign up for an adult class, 4-hour class on the weekends. After that, you're good to start racing on a Monday. How's that? Using the whole track to show that he's behind the field. Number 12 is Andrew Karlberg. In case there's any doubt, he says, I can't do this maneuver if I was being competitive right now. Fields at a good clip here tonight early in our season. Our riders have put in some hours in the off season. Now it's just time to apply to the track bikes, get comfortable with racing out here at the Velodrome again. Number 2 is Kenny Williams. Number 2. Fanning out across the track. We're getting down to
Number
just a
4,
few
Andy
now.
Baker. He knew it was going to be tight. He didn't
Number
have anywhere
4,
to go.
Andy Baker. He knew it was going to be tight. He didn't have anywhere to go. The field comes over the top. Seven riders left in our field. Getting close to those podium positions to make it this far. Oh, we might have an early sit out here. And one rider off the back makes the early exit. Also making full use of all of the concrete. Number 8, Chip Chase, will make his exit this lap. Down to 6. We talk a lot about the riders at the back, and now we can finally kind of shift our focus to who's still in this thing, who's our top riders. One more elimination. We're down to the top 5. Looks like Vern Cole's in a tough spot here. Number 20 will make his exit. Colin Gibson, our winner of the first race for the group, is still out here and in good form tonight. He leads the field currently in his positioning. Matty Hers comes up alongside of him with that white helmet to challenge him. Andrew Martin, the rider in the outside position, has great spot. He can easily maneuver. He just has to apply some speed. He's going to leave 2 down the sprinter's lane with a tough spot. Oh, Found Cycling's going to run out of room. It's Joe down at the bottom of the track. Out at 5th. We also have Galen Erickson out there. He's the rider in the second spot in the sprinter's lane with the blue jersey and the white and red helmet. Martin doesn't want to be left out. He's made it this far. He makes an early move to try to come up in front, sort of forcing the group to fully rotate. Galen Erickson out to the right side has to reinitiate as well. Gibson finds himself pinched out. 26 is out of the race. You can see that rotation. You kind of find yourself boxed in for even just a moment. Riders will be seeing one to go, the bell, and it'll be the end of this thing here real quick as it's now the top 3. Galen Erickson goes into full sprint. Andrew Martin might be watching this one go away from him, though, as the 2 riders in the race, Erickson and Hers, put themselves in the top 2. And their sprint is on now. 1 to go, 1 to go. Here's Andrew Martin coming across the line for 3rd place. Down the back straight, Matty Hers is holding on to this one. He's got another gear ready to go. He pops in for a big attack on the back straight. Galen had the lead for a moment, but it's going back in the direction of our rider in white. It's here, Matty Hers coming out of the turn. Will be our winner tonight in the elimination. Galen Erickson with the valiant effort tonight. Number 29 picks up the second place finish. Peace to all the fans out there. All right. Cat 4 is coming up here. On deck, Cat 3 men.
Alright, we're having an elimination race. We're gonna pull each lap. Riders ready? Ready?
Sitting in here, like sitting on the bench.
All right, our Cat 4 riders, Cat 4 men on the track in the neutral, also going into elimination. Waiting to get their whistle here to start the race any moment. All right, our first elimination coming up here real quick. Cat 4 men, lots of laps here still to go. .421 on the inside. Justin Captis, 421. Getting another good look on the live stream from in the action, as I think we're getting a good look from Will Fowler's bike off the front. .403. .403. Got it. That's Wilson Turk. That's got the camera action going on actually. So another rider near the front. You can see him out there as bib number 414, bringing us the action there a moment ago on the stream. .402. Colin Stotts. .402. .412. .412. Audi racing in the middle, trying to hold on. 405 shakes his head knowing it's coming. 405 called out. Alex Eckel. .406, Parker Stanford. 406. .456. Found that time. .456. Henry Armstrong for the Jerry Baker Jr.'s team. Down to our top 5. Here's our top 5 finishers already.
Artec Racing's trying to hold on, makes a bit of a move.
Down the sprinter's lane. Artec Racing's trying to hold on, makes a bit of a move. Woo! 444 Gallagher. 444 Gallagher. An inch separating the two at the line. Four riders left. Almost out last time. Can the rider in the back position find it? Tough spot to be. And James Campbell Harris shaking his head. It is going to be 411. 411 the call. 3 riders left. We have our top 3. Down to our top 3. 3 riders left to go. And getting the bell. 1 to go. Will Fowler, number 404, and number 418, Henry Kays are going head-to-head as 414 is going to make their exit. He was already pulling off a little early. JC, I'm sorry. I had that one wrong. JC Pyle makes the first move, and it'll be Will Fowler to respond. He gets on the wheel, and a nice response from the youngsters. He'll take the lead spot. Will Fowler coming around the turn in the lead position. JC trying to recover, but it looks like that gap is only widening. Will Fowler rolling down towards the finish to win the elimination for the Cat 4 men. In second place, JC Pyle. The Jerry Baker Juniors go 1 and 2. Cat 3 men to the rail, please, for the final of the 4 elimination races. Up next, we've got the classic scratch race. It'll be our women to start us off again. They are on deck. Scratch races coming up. It's so hard when the juniors keep growing and getting taller. It's not fair. I can't keep track of it. Yeah, I guess I'm not the one racing against them either, so I shouldn't complain. And our final of the eliminations tonight. The Cat 3 men are on their neutral now. If you're on the outside looking in, there's lots of ways to get involved here at the Velodrome. You got young riders around that want to try it out. You've already seen some of our junior team riders getting out here and having some fun on a Friday night. We have even younger riders competing on the Monday night junior fields. Those riders got started by signing up for a camp through velodrome.org. The Jerry Baker Juniors program is a 1 week long Monday through Friday camp. By the end of it, we go through all the racing skills, all the bike handling things, the safety, of course, the rules of riding on the track, so that they can begin to compete and learn about this sport on Monday night racing. Sign-ups, again, can be found through velodrome.org. Head to the education drop-down on the top menu, and you can find all the information you need. And here we go. Elimination's coming at us already. Wide across the track. Look to the back and the lower part of the track for our first one to be out. '08, 308. Sam Frigo, 308. Oh, Dyna Racing off the back just a little bit. The front of the field is really starting to accelerate here. 399. 399. Gene Wainwright. It looked to me like Gritzel might have given up a little bit early, but he re-accelerated himself and came back into this one. So 313 is still in it. His teammate, though, not able to stick on for another lap. Looks like Stanley Douglas might have already decided to call this one done. He was the troublemaker on the last lap, and I guess that's what he had in the tank for this one. So that's all right. Stanley Douglas, he just wants to get back to board business. He's got things to do on the infield. 360. Cat 4 men. All Cat 4 men to the podium area, please. Leave your bikes behind. Just you. Cat 4 men to the podium area, please. It's Ben Flom at the lead of the race. He's got the orange gloves on. Who's at the back end? 302 is Ken Dong for Dyna Racing. 302. Still plenty of riders left in this group. .312, Hyun Lee. 312. Awfully close there. Ben Flom still on the lead of the lap right now. Our Colorado competitor right behind him. Scott Grinzel, the rider, having to make the big wide move here. Mr. G accelerating. Will he get anybody for the move? He might. 309 on the far inside is Jurassic for Liquid Velo in the black and green. 309. Looks to be 7 out there in our field. Pretty stretched out. Ben Flom setting a really consistent pace right now, making it tough for this field as he's just kind of gotten down and low and arrow, trying to be in that tempo mode for him. 303 is Ritter this time. Brings us down to a field of 6. In the third wheel spot in the purple, it's Tyler Arnoldi still out there in the competition. Also sliding in nicely to this pace line at the front of the field. Benefiting from the Fell Swoop Riders' consistency, the ride in the black and the orange at the lead. Another move around the back. Let's see. Warning to 310 for not holding their line. Matthew Brady gets a warning from the officials team. 310 with a warning for not holding the line in the sprint. Mr. G kind of on the back end of that action. Looks like he might have found himself a little bit behind. Down to 4 with the wave on the exit. Thanks for being here, folks. That's what he's saying. Mr. G having a good time tonight. Makes it into the top 5 in our elimination. On the back straight, still Ben Flom in the lead position. Matthew Brady, the rider from Colorado, starting to move up a little bit. The rider in that red, or the yellow and orange, pardon me, now in the front position as he moves ahead of the rest of the group. Hedrick in the blue trying to hold on to this lap. Oh, the workhorse might be having some trouble here. Been on the front for so long. It's 3:06 for Fell Swoop. Benjamin Flom is called out this time. 3 riders left. Our top 3 here. Again, 310 Matthew Brady in the lead spot. Carson Hedrick in the blue is second wheel now. Tyler Arnoldi in the purple. He's already giving his exit wave from the back straight. Says, I think I'm done before we're even onto the home straight. He knows what's happening. You know, you got to know yourself as an athlete. I admire that. There's our bell, 1 to go. And here's Tyler for third. Signing out. Well, you got one more race. I guess no sign out yet. On the back straight, we got the 1 versus 1 sprint. 315 is Carson Hedrick in the blue. Both in hesitation right now. They've got 1 bit more speed to give. They're going to try and give it. Here comes Carson Hedrick. He's got the longer route. Can he get around the top? It's still a rider from Colorado holding the sprinter's lane. He's got the shorter line. Can he re-sprint this thing up? They're going side by side. The rider on the inside has the advantage. The speed coming from Hedrick. Whoa, coming down to the last second. He gives the wave. All right. And that'll do it for the eliminations tonight. Next up, our women competitors for a scratch race.
No, hang on.
All right, due to a few issues on the combination of our side and the spreadsheet and all the fun things that go on with registration, Cat 4 men results are being fixed. A lot of cogs in this system as we get things ironed out before the regular season. Thank you for your patience, riders, and for helping us sort it out. Again, Cat 4 men results getting a little bit reconfigured here. We'll make sure to get those updated. This is a 20-lap race for the finish line. It's the easiest one to explain. They're going to start with a whistle out of turn 4. They're going to race for 20 laps. At 1 to go, there's a bell signaling they're on their final lap, and first rider across the line is your winner. 20-lap scratch for the women, about ready to start. Racing underway. One last reminder again for the riders, please do pre-register for racing. If you are holding on to doing that until it's more convenient for you, let me tell you, it really helps us if you can get that done early. We know weather can be tough. Cancellations for a regular night can be credited to your account. No refunds needed, no hassle. You can use that credit later to sign up for another regular night of racing free of charge. So it's pretty easy to do that. And if you want to pre-register now, you can get unregistered and get a credit on your own by going to the race start list or your My Registered page, just to be able to do that yourself rather than emailing us for one of those credits. So early registration all month of June also open. Kind of good view there on the live stream a moment ago of competitor 204. That's Rue Tomko off their back wheel looking at the field. Got a view of Amara Edwards in the middle of the field a moment ago. She's the fourth rider, now the third rider in that lineup, with Rue right in front of her. Pace line formation for several of these laps is going to be expected, as the lap distance is just long enough that there's going to be a mode of sort of like shared conservation. And at some point, there's going to be that switch that flips for one of the riders. They see an opportunity or they feel like they may have their chance to apply some pressure and go off the front, set up one of those attacks. In the meantime, the athletes being smart with where they apply this effort. When's the time to use it? Probably not with 18 laps to go. Not on a night here so early in the season without any points on offer. Got another view there from rider number 5 as Heather Nielsen's got another view of the race. A couple of our women competitors bringing the action to us. Big thanks again to everybody who has helped support the track over the years. We've got some incredible sponsorship partners. And if you're online right now, actually on the stream, you can go scroll down on YouTube into the description and take a look at some of our great partners we have in the community that help us here at the track, both with their financial support as well as some of the product placement they're going to bring us here. They help us with things like our kits for some of our special races. We have incredible partners in the community. If you want to know more about how you can become a supporter or a sponsor for the track, there's also a link in that description. You can click there at the bottom to check out the sponsorship inquiries page on our website. Figure out how you and or your company might be able to help out the track, continue to sustain an active and growing community of track cyclists here in the Pacific Northwest. Our velodrome, the last of its kind up here in our corner of the country. We have some partners across the border to the north in Canada that are still operating and doing a great job there as well. But here in the States, we're kind of the last bastion of the Pacific Northwest track cycling world. Been in operation since 1975 and still going strong. So again, our big thanks to everybody. And of course, another successful auction this last year. I bring this up because the improvements on our live stream, our rental fleet, the ongoing programs that we have here to support juniors, to support riders going to nationals, our development programs that are ongoing, all the different things we offer here, all the stuff that you see comes from the fact that we're a nonprofit that's raising money from a community that says that track cycling is important to them, and that's where we get all that support. So thank you for everybody who stepped up big time at our auction this year, again, to just raise an incredible amount of money. Put your support behind what we're doing here at the velodrome. On the track, we continue to see, again, this kind of pace line formation. What's happening is riders at the front take their pole. They're doing a little bit more work than anybody else, so they don't want to be there for too long. This is just fair riding. Everybody takes their turn and then moves to the back. Sometimes in these situations, if the riders are being more competitive or selfish, you'll see them take really short poles. There's nothing that says they can't do that, and they'll get off the front really quickly, or maybe they feel like their pace isn't going to hold. So they'll get off of there before their pole would be normally done. The normal length of time on our big track is a half lap, 200 meters. 13 to go. I have to check in here in a minute or two with my on-field reporter, Nolan. See what he's up to. He's brought us some good perspective so far from some of our race winners. Let's see what he's up to here in a little bit. On the track still right now, these riders finding their way around. And now seeing 12 to go. Just remember, if you're out cheering on racers at a road race, you'd see them once every like 40 minutes. You get to cheer one time, they go by, you'll see them again in 40 minutes later, and then the race is over. Here we get to watch them every single lap. Don't you ever forget it. This is a great place to come watch the sport. You get to see every move unfold throughout the entire night. A move here from one of our riders. Seeing 11 to go, almost to the halfway point. Fountain Cycling Guild is ready to make a move. Alicia Stott's on her way. All right, we're going to throw it over to Nolan for a second, see what's going on in the infield. What you got for me, man?
Hey, what's going on, Corey? I'm down here with Alex, getting ready for the final race of the night. What race are we gearing up for here, Alex?
About a 10-lap scratch.
10 laps. That's not what I saw on the cards. Corey, what's the call here?
Yeah, I think that's not the official length. I see 30 there, Nolan. 30 laps.
That's an interesting factor here. Alex, what's going to be your strategy after lap 10?
Burgermaster.
Oh, what a delicious strategy indeed. Back to you, Corey.
All right. Good times. The sprinters having their fun. You just got to, you set personal goals. It's personal goals. I get that, I'm racing this long, and then I'm good to go. This move from Alicia Stotts has broken things up a little bit. So on the track right now, we do have a lead group of 2. They've given themselves a nice gap, trying to leave the rest of the field behind as Heather Nielsen wants to take advantage. 9 to go. Nielsen and Stotts have become a new team of 2. The field in the chase. 9 to go. Wade Easley, number 203, on the lead of the chase right now, trying to bring this thing back together. Showing some urgency, not really trying to allow this to develop for too long. The 2 riders off the front, though, in a nice, comfortable pace at the moment. They're going to have to hold for a long time. This early move could pay off huge. Even if it doesn't, and if they sit up and get caught, or if the field really puts in a big effort to catch them, this is still potentially going to pay off for them in the end, as all that work to catch is still significant. Hitting the home straight, scene 7 to go. Bringing things back together again as our chase has done their job. Nielsen and Stotts will sit up at the same time. They did all that hard work and said, all right, let's take just a bit of a breather. Could have been a perfect opportunity as those leaders were caught to maybe make an attack. Instead, the field is going to kind of sit back together again. In fact, single file formation as efficient as possible. 6 to go. They're almost into the final quarter of this race. Jane Barr, number 240. Breakfast Cycling Club there, pulls up to the right. Bunching up over there in turn 2. We got a couple riders off the lap, so they're being brought back into the fold as you're seeing some of those riders that appear to be off the front going down a lap, being brought back into the field. Still Jane Barr trying to drive the pace here. Our rider on the front of the field coming onto the home straight now, seeing 5 to go. They're getting into that final bit of the race, so starting to think ahead 2 or 3 laps. That's where their mind is probably starting to drift to. Nolan, when you're in this situation, trying to get inside the head of these riders here for a moment, I've done some track cycling, but not a lot. Just a little. I've been in a class or 2, and I've been around for a number of years, but when you're in this phase of the race, what are you thinking?
Well, 3 letters just run through my head at this point in the race. A, B, D. A, always, B, D, drafting. Always be drafting. And it's something that I repeat to myself throughout my day, but it really only applies here at the track.
Yeah, I suppose a draft in any other part of your day may not pay off in the same way. But I get the strategy, right? Find that wheel. You get glued to it, right? And part of that's got to also be who are you drafting to a certain degree. There's a selective process going on there.
Yeah, jokes aside, I think that's a really big part of it. You actually have to know also the type of strength that you have in comparison to the folks you're riding with. So if you're the type of punchy rider who's got a bunch of matches, you should probably maybe send an attack mid-race. Sit in, go again, try to really wear out the sprinters. And whereas if you just have one big match at the end, and I think there's some riders out here who would probably classify themselves as that, you're just going to want to always be drafting until the last lap and, give it a go and see what you can do.
Yeah, so I think we're here in this mode now with only 3 to go. Not really a lot of room for another one of those attacks to develop. An early sprint maybe, and that would be a long one, and it does happen. You'll see riders go out for, 800 meters or so off the front and try to make it happen. That's a really tough order. Here in the scratch race, I'm looking for basically now everybody just try to line themselves up behind, who's shown themselves to be the speedsters. Danny has been shown to be pretty fast in the sprint tonight. Annette Williams demonstrated her power over the longer distance during the elimination. So riders are going to be thinking, okay, what wheel to find? Let's get positioning. Let's think about where I am in this field and get ready for the top speed. It's 2 to go. 2 to go.
If I was a more enduro-minded rider, at this point, I would definitely just do a Hail Mary attack here with 2 to go. Try to disrupt the sprinters. We'll see if that pans out here, though.
The opportunity is certainly there. This is sort of a mid-speed from the field. So opportunities abound. It's still Jane Barr on the lead, sort of keeping the tempo at that moderate pace. Everybody's on that wheel waiting to launch their attack. They're going to be within that bell lap momentarily. It's going to come down to the sprinters in their position now. Jane Barr on the front, still holding that line. Here it comes, 1 to go. Number 5, up and out of the saddle. Swinging the bike up into speed is going to be Heather Nielsen now coming up to the front. She's got center cycles on her wheel, though. That's going to be Annette Williams, one of our strong finishers from tonight, the winner of the second race. Lined up and ready to go. Down the back straight. She takes the lead position away. Here she comes up and around the right-hand side. Now she'll come down to the sprinter's lane. 2 riders in pursuit. We've got center cycles, and there's the junior trying to get in on this one. It's still going to be our rider out the front. It's still Williams coming around the turn. Williams all the way from the back straight. Oh, a sprint for second. It's so close. Scoville on the outside will get second. Annette Williams, bib number 2, will take the victory. Whoa, what a fight for second that one was. Good racing from the women. They're going to make their way off on the back straight as this one's all wrapped up. Cat 1-2 men. I believe the track is open. Come on down to the rail. That was a fun one. All right, so 10-lap scratch race in some of our minds, 30 on the cards. You decide where you really want to race. That's up to you. No one will force you to stay on the track. I guess I figured that out.
Leaders right now. Hey, Corey, who are the Onion leaders right now in the 1-2?
I'm going to have to consult
I'm going to have to consult.
It's probably one of these 2 gents in the back giving themselves a little deficit. It's probably one of these 2 gents in the back giving themselves a little deficit. Going easy on the field, it looks like. What an interesting strategy.
Knowing who was front finishers in our
races, certainly number 29, Galen Erickson, placing pretty well in a couple of races, is someone to watch. Number 29, Colin Gibson winning the first race. Number 26, another one of those riders is near the back, as you say. Definitely riders to watch.
No, I'm going to throw in my main homeboy, Alex, who I interviewed a few minutes back. It's going to be the fastest 10 laps of the night, I think.
Let's see how he does for 10. If only there was a 10-lap, big points payout of some kind for him.
I told him there was, so oops.
That'll do it. And there's the whistle. Racing's underway. Chip's getting chippy at the front, wants to take the lead spot. Number 8.
So who's going to tell Maddie that his visor is on his helmet upside down still?
Uh-oh. I'm up here still trying to figure out the Omnium. Called out. It's all right. We're still working on our systems, you know. It was a good systems check. Good systems check. Plenty of laps to go in this 30-lap scratch race, and lots of ways to win a race like this. Starting to think about like what kind of a race format do you do best in? A 30-lap scratch is a nice hybrid. You need plenty of endurance if the field chooses to go fast, as they are here early on. You need plenty of endurance to make it through, but if the field stays together, you got to have that top speed lined up as well. Endurance favoring riders have plenty of laps, though, to try to get away from this field. An early attack, not likely to stick as everybody's still pretty fresh. It doesn't. There's Henry Case with the laser, number 18, leading the lap for a moment.
So, Corey, we've got a whole, like, evening picnic crew down here. Do you know who they're the fan club of?
Let me take a look here. I don't know. Over there down at the far side of the beverage garden, I'm not sure who those folks are associated with.
That mustard-colored hat's pretty sick. Yeah, who are you guys a fan club for? You guys just like bikes? Just fans of the whole thing? I mean, that's cool.
That's good, too.
You don't even know anybody out here? I don't think they know I'm talking to them, but...
Wow. Well, let's give it a hand for the fans today for coming out tonight. Nice. Thank you for coming and enjoying racing tonight. A good showing here pre-season.
What other fan clubs we got? We got some Bakers over here. The Sprangers are cheering on their son, the Fowlers. What about these folks? Row 2. They don't even know. They just like bikes. You guys like bikes? I like bikes. You're friends. That's fantastic. Up on turn 1. Are you guys fans of particular riders? Juniors, just the whole amalgamation of them. There's like a flock of starlings. They just kind of go around together and just on everything sometimes. Anyway.
One more reason to show up to the track in person instead of on live stream is for, to be called out. So there you go. Be part of the action. Be part of the fun. At 23 to go, plenty of time for this thing to still develop. And, there's been some speed off the front. It is very unlikely for the first half of this race that any of these attacks will be allowed to get away. Well, this is a recipe, though, that could maybe pay off, as Colin Gibson has certainly shown some endurance strength tonight. You go back to that points race where he got off the front for 2 of the sprints back-to-back. Andy Baker wants to match speed with him. And the field sees that's a pretty good formula. They are well aware. As Carl Hofer, number 23 for the Auto Cycling team, the rider in red, makes the effort to bring things back together again as quick as possible. And leaders are caught. Things will slow back down for them. But as soon as a leader is caught, this is always a window. That is always a good opportunity to go if you think you have that opportunity to make the attack. And that's exactly what Brando's going to do here, number 6. So our rider in green makes an attack. He sees that it get response, so he'll swing up for a moment and look for the reinforcements that are indeed coming. That's Matty Hers also answering the call. Galen Erickson, another name we called at the beginning of this one. So Matty Hers, our winner of the elimination, makes his way up to the front. Another rider to watch tonight for the overall Omnium. The rider in white in the third wheel spot. Galen Erickson, Brandon Wussel, and rounding out the group will be Kenny Williams, number 2, who makes the big effort to kind of solo bridge up a little bit ago.
This group, I feel like, is going to work awfully well together, and if another rider wants to do well in this race, they're going to have to make a pretty heavy bridge here. Take a lot of effort.
That is just enough, a large enough field. 4 riders together, much stronger than 1, even stronger than 2 or 3. You'd be surprised. This is essentially a fully fledged group here of 4 riders for sure. 19 to go. One of those efforts might be starting to already formulate here. Andrew Martin, number 30, has got the wheel of Karl Hofer, and they're starting to feel the pressure is mounting, and their window of opportunity shrinking. That bridge effort not yet paying off. Plenty more laps to go as they're seeing 18 on the lap cards. 4 riders together, 2 in the chase. And there's that effort, getting them up there as Andrew Martin is about to make contact, make it a group of 6. Now the red flag's got to be going off in everybody's head at this exact moment. As now the largest group of riders really on the track is off the front, and everybody is in scramble mode to get back into the race. It's 17 to go. Our relatively large starting field is going to be thinned out quickly as the speed from these front riders very impressive tonight. They were ready to show up tonight for this long scratch. Couple more scramblers still digging deep. You can see them looking down at their pedals saying, I got to get into this thing quickly. And this hurts. That's a long bridge they're making all on their own. Andrew Martin, solo move off the front, decides it's time to make the attack happen at 16 to go. Those 2 riders on the back straight in front of him are about to be caught, so they are behind the field. It's Andrew Martin in the white making the pass. Martin on the home straight is your leader on the track right now at the halfway mark. It's 15 to go. Andrew Martin on the lead spot. Kenny Williams pursuing with this field. Andrew Martin's attack will now return back into the field as he's caught. And that effort isn't wasted. He made the field work to bring him back in. Time to rest. Things have sort of settled in here as we've now narrowed down the field. This group on the home straight just about to cross the line, seeing 13 to go, and that is your field at the front of the race. Currently, Brandon Russell, number 6, pulls up and out of the way for Karl Hofer in the red. And here's some familiar names here as most of them have made their way in, and those racers in the top spots, looks like most of them have made this jump into the lead group. To go. Seeing 11 to go. Our field getting yet another attack here from Galen Erickson, who has found an opportunity. Just trying things out, keeping things quick and making it hard for the rest of this group. Colin Gibson, number 26. Andy Baker, number 4, in the front of the race as these riders trying to bring this all back together again. That's Gibson. Still sitting on the front. He'll pull up to the right and let someone else take the lead. That's Andy Baker moving in there. Now we've got a bit of a break almost between these group of 4 and 5. Sitting up for a moment may allow things to reconnect. Seeing 9 to go. There's still this window here. Sandoval looking down, allowing this space to open up between our group of 5 now and this lead group of 4. Figuring someone else may want to go up there and catch it. It's not a big jump, and that's going to be Kenny Williams that'll do the work to close it down, the rider in blue. Another move here at 8 to go. Colin Gibson's got plenty of motor still to go tonight. Our Portland transplant now up in Tacoma. Heard from him earlier tonight. He's just glad to have a track to still race at, especially when you're racing like he is tonight. Gibson forces a move from Andrew Martin, number 30, who has to fly up there quickly to stay with this one. Brandon Russell, the rider in green, makes a group of 3 as the field behind them has to continue to look at how to get back here to the lead 3. 7 to go. At 6 to go, our leader is looking to catch the back of this group of riders going into the Greg Cycle sign now. Getting awfully close. Not much racing left to go here in our big scratch race for the Cat 1-2 men. On deck as the Cat 4 men should be getting ready for their start. 2 races to go tonight. 2 more scratches on this beautiful evening. Don't forget, next weekend, to join us again. Hopefully having a great time. If you're on the live stream and you're having a fun time, we'll do that traditional, typical ask. Leave that thumbs up, hit the subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give us a little bit of help. Share the video with friends and family. We'd love to get more eyes on this great racing up here. Promote all the great things happening, and of course, just share all the great things our athletes are doing on a Friday night. We've got more great racing a week from tonight. We're going to be here every single Friday throughout the summer months. As long as it ain't raining, we're out here racing at 7 o'clock. Sometimes it's for a special event. Sometimes it's just our regular Friday nights. But even a regular Friday night's a fun time, especially when we bring out the food truck, Post-Doc Brewing and Locust Ciders in the adult beverage garden. Even more racers as they start to trust the fact that it ain't going to rain, darn it. You can come and race. It just gets more and more fun. The final couple laps of racing now. Riders in their calculations, where to be, who to draft, what line to be on, what positioning to take. Not a lot of time to get away from the group. This is one of our riders that got brought in by the lead group, so down the lap, and he makes the move off the front as number 13, Tomko. Not on the same lap as the leader, so they're going to kind of watch him and say, that's all right. The riders that made the big move all the way around the track and caught this field, they're watching each other. That field has some riders on the same lap and others not. So looking out for, again, those riders that made the big ride all around the track. Those are the riders to keep your eye on. They're all sitting above the blue line in this very slow sort of formation, hesitating. This allows a lane, especially for riders on the outside of that formation, or the inside, I should say, an easy way to take a left-hand turn and accelerate down the sprinter's lane in case things suddenly get up to speed. There's a couple places where the hills of the track can really assist our riders in acceleration. A left-hand turn is one of the easiest ways to get a little acceleration going. Haldeman brought down a lap earlier, but he's still going to get things going. Why not? And that'll encourage a couple of other riders to go. There goes Gibson. Right behind him, Brandon Russell in the green. Matty Hers, Andrew Martin, Carl Hofer, Andy Baker. Those riders all made the jump. They're at the front of this thing right behind Haldeman, who's doing the work to start it. At 1 to go. Here they go now. Colin Gibson on the lead of the lap at number 26, leading out the sprint. It's 1 to go. Brandon Russell on the wheel, trying to get into position. Look along the right-hand side, though, as they're going to start to slide in. It's going to be Andy Baker trying to wake his way up. Baker will take the front position coming down into the sprinter's lane now. It's going to be Brandon Russell on his wheel. Matty Hers, our winner of the second race, also trying to get in on this one. Andy Baker leading out as they hit the turn. The Grider in green comes out and around the corner. The winner of the scratch coming down the home straight will be Russell. Down the middle, Brandon Russell. Does he have enough? Oh! Barely enough. The unofficial call, the rider in green, I think may have got it. Matty Hers was awfully close. Number 15 running at it good. It'll be Baker in third. Hers unofficially, I think, second. And Brandon Russell for the Found Cycling Guild. I think I call him the winner tonight on the scratch. All right, track looks clear. Cat 4 men. Cat 4 men to the rail, please. On the track now, it is the Cat 4 men for their 15-lap scratch race. And there was the whistle, so racing is underway. Number 404, Will Fowler, takes the lead lap on this first time around the track. And our field all together here. Early on, again, just like the last group, there's just enough laps in these scratch races. These aren't a short format, especially early in the season. This is a longer race for a scratch race. So a bit of conservation, a bit of endurance, a bit of strategy for the longer distance riders all going to play out nicely. tonight. I'd love to hear from Brendan Russell if he ever gets off the bike and is over there to chat. Where's that cat at? $13 to go. Bunched up here and waiting for what will likely be an attack at some point. I guess that's an inevitability. That someone's want to go faster at some point. At this moment, though, it's wait and see mode.
Hey, Corey, I'm down here with Brando, VIP in the house tonight. One thought, just got to ask you here, how was that elimination for you?
Oh, you know, it's how they go sometimes.
Oh, I tell you what, I feel you. No, but all seriousness, great race tonight. What was the thought when you're coming around turn 3 into turn 4? Where were you at in terms of the lead there?
Well, I thought I could get Baker. Had the speed going, but then Maddie coming fast. You got nothing left. Just had to hope.
Oh, wait, is that the result? Maddie won that?
I don't know if he won it, but it was close.
You know, I think we all took a vote. All the fans voted, and you actually won. So, woo! Thanks, Brando. Good race tonight.
Get it?
I haven't heard the official call either, so we're just having fun. But that's actually how we run racing here all the time. It's always by popular vote. Wait, what? I already said at the beginning of this that what I say is unofficial, so that gives me permission to say the wrong thing all the time. That's how that works. Move off the front here. We got a little bit of space for one of our riders trying to set up an attack. Seeing 9 to go. Justin Captis, number 421, makes that attack and sees what he can do with it. The field not letting him get too far out of sight, though, as they're going to try to reel this in fairly quickly. Yeah, so the official call was indeed Brando taking that one just barely over Maddie. So just confirming what we were all thinking, just making sure the information's out there. That tight finish for the Cat 1-2 man. Justin got brought back into the field, and now everybody's back together again. Our attack at the front with 7 to go. Number 411, James Campbell Harris. And then Will Fowler to take the lead spot.
Hey, Corey. Got any shout-outs on the live stream there? Anybody shouting out to
There's been a lot. Actually, there has been a lot, especially one of my favorites earlier was when I think it was Parker Stanford was crushing it in one of the earlier races and a junior called him out on the exact lap that he got eliminated. So that was pretty good. I think I saw that transpire. But yeah, there's some people tuning in. What you got?
Oh, I got absolutely nothing.
Oh, okay. You're just prodding me again.
I mean, isn't that our shtick? Good cop, bad cop?
I think so. I think that's now how this is going to work. I didn't know how it was going to work, but now I know how it's going to work. How about I open up the stream and see how people are doing out there? See, my daughter needed her tablet time, and then my stream... never mind. It's not a story worth telling. I mean, Andrew Martin's giving a call out for Nolan. So that's pretty exciting.
Who's that guy?
I mean, it's not about your announcing. It's more about your good looks. Both are impressive, though. Both are impressive.
You know, I've got a special announcement actually tonight. And some of us already know, but big shout out to JJ. It's his birthday tonight.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. 35 never looked so good.
Nice. If only the adult beverage garden was out here to help the celebrations. Next week. 2 to go here in the Cat 4 men, and the speed is starting to really ramp up. The group has pulled apart a few times, come back together again, pulled apart, and now we've got a group of 4 starting to edge themselves away just a little bit off the front of the field. Campbell Harris from the field wants to bring this back together again, though, and keep the sprint active, not let these 4 ride away. So he bridges quickly. It's all bunched up again as we hit turn 4. Just in time for the big bell. It's the final lap. The sprint's underway. 4:06 on the move. Parker Stanford in the green, off the front. He's got a buddy on his wheel, though. It's Will Fowler starting to make a move. James Campbell Harris also in the mix here. Will Fowler takes the lead spot. One of our junior riders still at the lead of the lap. Incoming Campbell Harris trying to challenge. Found Cycling sending one rider forward as well. It's still Fowler on the front. Fowler, can he hold on to the sprinter's lead? It's Fowler to the line. Will Fowler, James Campbell Harris goes 1 and 2. Number 4-2 is Colin Stotts for third place. Pretty cool stuff. We've got one more race tonight. We encourage you to stick around for the fun. Our Cat 3 men are coming on the track here in just a moment as we finish out a few more of our riders on the track. Cat 3 men to the rail, our final race of the night lining up. This for their 25-lap scratch race. And off we go. Whistle sounds for the neutral lap. We're going to start out of turn 4 as long as we're all together for our final scratch race tonight. It's 25 laps for the Cat 3 men. Now's your chance to pick your rider here out of the field as they come by. Who will find the victory in this final race of the night? A couple good shout outs here on the live stream. Thanks for tuning in and supporting us. Don't forget to leave that thumbs up and to subscribe. We keep rolling on our way towards 500 subs. It's been a good journey so far. We started the YouTube channel just a couple years back as we got big investments from our community to help up the quality around here. And we appreciate the support of our community throughout this process to continue to bring great coverage of the racing here at Redmond to everybody. 25 to go. Got a question on the chat actually from one of our watchers asking about Sam Frigo's upgrade to Cat 2. I don't know about that timeline just sitting here right now, but I can tell you that there is a link on veldrum.org. You can go to the results page to take a look at the upgrade points for all of our riders coming into tonight. Those will be upgraded, or the upgrade points will be updated later this week as we go through the results. But you can go to veldrum.org, go to the results. You can find results under the racing tab. Or you can type veldrum.org/results, and there's a link in that page for you to check upgrade points for any rider that's out here right now. You can see where they're at, as well as overall Omnium standings as we get into the regular seasons. That's a good place for you to head and check out.
I got to be honest, that was a really long-winded message. You could have just said maybe.
Yeah, that's probably true. I could have been much more dismissive. Like you.
I'm here for.
I want to give the people all the help I can. You know, it's in my heart to give back my time and all this explanation. And here I go again as this sentence will continue to go on. This is a skill I have that's called filling time artfully. Spent many years developing it here on this microphone, let me tell you. .22 to go. The Cat 3 men stretched out a little bit here as the speed from the front just enough. Force riders to want to find a wheel to get on and hide in the draft. Sam Frigo, the rider in question, when's he going to get his upgrade? Well, based on tonight, having won the first 2 races, got to be in pretty short order. Going to be picking up a lot of them on this evening, and it's going to continue to work on that until he gets it. That's Sam Frigo for Gene Johnson at 21 to go, making an early and very powerful attack. This is a question, if you're in this field and you're thinking, okay, this guy's won the first 2 races, do I even chase this? That could be a question you'd have for a moment. Your competitive instinct is absolutely, I'm going to go get that guy. He's fast, I want to catch him. But is that effort going to pay off? That's a tough one to know. Again, we've seen his strength earlier tonight on display as this gap has opened up pretty fast. The race may be on for second, and if they want to challenge for first, they're going to have to work together and have to work pretty quick as 3-8 starts to slow down a little bit. Ben Flom's got plenty of speed. We saw him motor through the endurance race we had a bit ago, the elimination, I should say. So we know he's got plenty of motor himself, and he's starting to apply it here.
Maybe Sam thought that was a preem lap?
Certainly applied the speed like it was. We ain't ringing the bells yet for any preems, but he makes them work hard and then sits up. You know, that's good. That's a good tactic. 19 to go. So our attack gets brought back in. So he elects to sit up and bring himself back into the group. Stretching out this field still, as this speed is very consistent, very constant middle of the field. This is constant attacks. One rider caught, another one goes. No chance to rest in this long scratch race. Mr. G at the front, number 313. When you're looking over your shoulder, that's a sign to the others that you're looking for reinforcement. He's not looking forward. He's looking around saying, okay, I'm on the front, but I'm not really in the mood to drive this thing too hard just yet. Yeah, I think Adam Leopold on the stream's got it right. That was a bit of a test of the field just to see how much they've got tonight to challenge him. We've already seen he's tested them already in the first 2 races tonight and came out victorious. But if nothing else, let's just see how much they got left here tonight before we start this and get too far in it. Nolan's going to have an interview here, it looks like. We're going to take it down to the field for another rider perspective.
Heck yeah, Corey. I'm down here with Will Fowler. I think you won a couple races tonight. Walk me through them real quick here.
Well, we started out with the points race, and it was mediocre, perfectly mediocre. And then we got to the elimination. A little stressful, but we took the dub. And then went on to the scratch, and we took it.
That's fantastic. And you're saying we here, and is that like is that because of your support team? And if so, who are they?
Well, first off, Dre Baker Juniors. Trained with them for 5 years now. 5 years of work with them is paying off. And new addition to the team is John Kroom, my personal coach.
Whoa, big shout out. Is he sponsored?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So just to be clear here, your parents had nothing to do with your success thus far.
No, they definitely helped.
Oh, good cover, good cover. So also, looks like you got a new whip out here. Is this a left-hand drive, Felds? Oh, just the right hand. Okay, interesting, amateur level, but it's still looking good. How much of your success tonight would you attribute to the new whip?
I call it a solid 7 to 10 watts.
I feel like you've actually measured that. Is that correct?
I think so, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, we're all pretty stoked for you. First Omnium win of your burgeoning career. This means also upgrade night. Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah. Everyone give it together. Will Fowler upgrading tonight on the Omnium win.
All right. Man, oh, man. Out here on the track, things are still pretty exciting as the field's been up and down a bit. This is now going to be Mr. G's attack, I guess attack number 2, although this one looks a little more fully formulated as he's really going to gun it here with Snowby on the wheel. Maritech Racing, it's Peter Snoblin responding. 13 to go. Grinsel and Snoblin together. Sam Frigo, 308, has had his name called a number of times here out of this field. Will try to work his way up there. Makes it a group of 3. One of the younger riders in the field for Liquid Velo in the black and green is kind of in that middle ground. He's working to bridge between the two groups. Ben Jurassic almost up there.
Corey, if you could let all the people on the live stream know that we're asking if Will was going to get his upgrade tonight, just if you go ahead and confirm that for them, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'll get right on that. Thanks. Really leaning into my strengths up here. I appreciate that.
I'll be here all night.
Yep, that's unfortunate. And back to the racing action. Got to call it on the live stream earlier saying that Nolan makes a good bad cop. I thought that was appropriate. So there you go. Round the corner here, it's now Ben Flom on the lead in the black and orange for Fell Swoop. In a position he's found himself in a lot tonight, driving the train and keeping it quick. Matthew Brady, 310, at the lead of the lap now. We're getting down to the final bits here, so 25 laps total. They're going to be seeing the 9 to go mark here pretty soon. So not a ton of racing left to go, but there's been lots of attacks and opportunities for riders to push away a bit. We'll see if this field wants to have any more of those things go on. 10 to go, my mistake. 10 to go for the field. 10 to go. I don't know, Nolan, when are you going to get back on a bike? When's racing back in the picture for you? I had a question on the live stream about Nolan's racing futures.
Oh, the future is bright, but apparently it's on hold for the moment. Had a bit of a spill a couple weeks ago and just taking it easy until I feel 100%.
Very good. Very good.
It's a long season, and also Cross is coming, so, you know.
Ah, see. I see. I mean, at least you're walking the walk, because earlier you called out somebody for not diversifying enough. So, you know, I mean, cred to you. I appreciate that. At 7 to go, 3:15 is Carson Hedrick on the lead of the lap with Sam Frigo on his wheel. He's got a buddy. Do they want to stay buddied up? It looks like Hedrick will go ahead and try to stay with this. As Sam Frigo says, yeah, let's keep riding. Hedrick had the choice to sit up or not. He'll re-engage on the back wheel, and off they go. The field identifies the threat. Snowby does some work to try to keep it close. The rider in the neon green and yellow pulls up just as the field makes it look like the leader should probably come off the pace again. And at 6 to go, we'll recombine. Our field shrunk just a little bit again in this final race tonight. These riders are local athletes who put on a good show for us this evening. Start off with a short points race. Great set of elimination races. Those were a ton of fun, as they usually are. And then here we are in our final sets of the night. It's a scratch race to close out our program. And the Cat 3 men field seeing 5 to go. Fell swoop, 3:06 at the lead. If you want to check out more racing during the regular season, don't forget we're also here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the weekly. One place you can go if you want to bookmark kind of the home of information having to do with the velodrome, go to velodrome.org/calendar to see all of the events in one place, including you'll get some nested links in there. If you see something you want to know more about, you can click it. It'll take you to one of the pages with more information. If you'd rather go the social media route, don't forget we're at JB Velodrome. That's on Instagram, Twitter, and, of course, our YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook, the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome fan page. It's a mouthful, but it works out. Just search for Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome. You'll find us. Give a like up to the page, and you'll get updated with social media updates as things come out, including changes to schedule, rain cancellations, new opportunities for classes that may open up. You'll want to keep checking in on those socials throughout the regular season here as we keep active during the summer months, especially. Down to 3 to go. This group of 6 riders is the front of the field as they go under turn 2's Greg Cycle sign. Just a moment ago, the Broadmark Realty Capital sign over there in turn 1, 2 of our big longtime sponsors. A big thanks to Greg Cycles and Broadmark Realty Capital for their significant support of the track. Over in turn 3, our beverage partners for our beverage cups. We're going fully reusable Stanley out of Seattle, helping us with our reusable cups that we're going to have for the adult beverage garden starting next week. Tyler Arnoldi, number 301 in the purple, takes the lead spot, and he's going to make his big ditch effort. I think this is his final push to try to take this race. The field starting to match him, though, so this is going to be a tough ask for Tyler. He pulls up to the right. So does Sam, and the rest of the field taking just a tiny breather. It looks like Jurassic, one of the younger riders that's in this group, is at the front now. The field sitting behind him at 1 to go. It's the final lap. 1 to go. 1 to go. Where's the sprint going to come from? Sam Frigo looks over the right-hand shoulder, is waiting for an attack to formulate. Snowblin was threatening the rider in the yellow and green on the outside. It will be Sam Frigo down the middle that will get things up to full speed. He's up and out of the saddle. A big sprint from him. He put on a big attack at the earlier part of the race and has been mostly passive and saving it now for the sprint at this point. Here comes Sam Frigo around the turn going 1, not 2, but 3 wins tonight. Sam Frigo for the Gene Johnson Cycling Team, and our racer from Colorado, 310, coming in for the second place finish. And that'll just about do it. Special thanks to our staff that are here working the event, our officials team for doing an excellent job tonight. A big thanks to our fans for showing up in a preseason. This was a good crowd for early Friday night. Keep coming out. It gets bigger and more fun every time, I promise. And thank you to our athletes for putting on a great show. And what a fun night of racing that was. Thanks to all of you that have tuned in online as well for joining us. We appreciate your support and your eyes on what we're doing here. It means so much to us in the velodrome community. We hope you had a good time and that we look forward to seeing you again for more racing. It's Kickoff next week. Don't miss it. 7 o'clock, Friday Night Racing Kickoff Edition. Next Friday, Beverage Garden will be open. The racing will be flowing. We look forward to having you here for more great racing action at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.